of the video. And after, and I felt this sense that that was one of those moments. My name is Laura. I live in Gainesville, Florida in the USA. I am a registered dietitian nutritionist, a doctor of clinical nutrition, and a nutrition professor at the University of Florida. And my life revolves a lot around work and my 2 kids. I would say that before I discovered Dimash, I've always been very interested in music and had a real appreciation for the performing arts. But I had not yet found the magic that Dimash has brought into my life. Since I was a little child, all I can ever remember wanting to do was to sing and dance and perform. And my life has kind of brought me in a little bit of a different direction now into academia. But I've always loved music, and that really has been my escape and my therapy in life. Listening to music, singing music, playing music. I took piano lessons as a child. I was in our school bands all the way up through middle school and high school, and choir and select choir and state choir and handbell choir. So I've done a lot of music and just have such a deep appreciation for performance, which is part of the reason why I think I know a really amazing performer when I see one, and in awe of someone as talented as Dimash. I discovered Dimash during the COVID pandemic, and it was a time when everyone was home, schedules were a little bit weird. There was just kind of an overall sense of uncertainty and a little bit of just sadness and a bit of a dark cloud, I would say. And it was on one of those days that I was scrolling through YouTube, and I saw a video pop up that said something to the effect of greatest singer in the world, or the world's greatest voice. And I'll be honest, at first I was a little bit skeptical. I was like, oh, that probably is a bit of hyperbole. But I was intrigued because I do have such an appreciation for music, for amazing singers and performers. So I clicked on it just to see what it was about out of curiosity. And I remember that it was the Opera 2 performance from the I Am a Singer show in China. And as I was watching that, I just remember thinking, what am I witnessing? This is incredible. I think this is living up to the name of the video. Usually those types of titles, world's best this or that, are clickbait, but I said, no, this is amazing. Oh my gosh, I've never heard anything like this. So then that kind of got me going down the rabbit trail, and then I felt like all I could do for the next 3 days straight was to just search and find and listen to as many Dimash performances as I could. It was incredible. So I guess from the story I told a moment ago of just kind of discovering Dimash by accident and hearing that Opera 2 performance, and then I just ravenously searched for other performances because I thought, who is this guy? Like, I've got to hear more. And it was then that I discovered SOS, the performance from the Slavic Bazaar in 2018, as well as Sinful Passion, and a handful of others. But those are the two that I really latched onto and listened to over and over and over again. And it was as I was listening to SOS, I believe, that I just had this feeling come over me, and I knew I was a fan. I was a deer. I didn't know what a deer was yet at that point in time, but I knew that this was unlike anything I had ever heard, and it was mesmerizing. I started searching on, I guess it was Instagram, Facebook, other social media to find out, is there a fan club? Because if there is, I would like to join. And that's when I found the Dimash USA Fan Club. And as far as sharing him, absolutely, I would say that kind of most poignantly, I shared him with my sons, who both were astonished, and even at ages at that time they were maybe 6 and 9 or 10. They knew that what they were hearing was special. Even at those ages, they understood that this was a phenomenon that they were unlikely to ever witness again in their lives. And so that was really special, getting to share that with them. And I also shared it with my dad. He was visiting, and I said, there's something that you've got to hear. And I played the SOS performance for him. My dad's a military colonel. He doesn't get emotional very much, if at all, but that made him cry. And by the end of that performance, you could just tell that, there's those moments that kind of divide your life, before and after. And I felt this sense that that was one of those moments for him, that there was always going to be before I discovered Dimash and after. And that was really special. It was really special to get to share that with my dad. He's in his 70s, and I just feel so privileged that I was able to share that gift with him. I didn't give him that gift, Dimash did, but I was able to be the conduit. I was able to share that with my dad, and I've heard that ever since he listens to Dimash every day. My mom tells me, Dad listens to Dimash all the time. And I said, yep, I think Dad's become a deer too. I guess, like I had said a moment ago, almost as soon as I had really kind of latched on to Dimash music and I just couldn't get enough. I was trying to listen to as much as I could, hear as much as I could, and then find opportunities to get involved. And I was searching, is there a fan club? And almost immediately I found Dimash USA. And so joined that immediately, and then discovered that there was a Florida chapter. I think it was the state leader at the time for Florida reached out to me because I had joined the national club, and said, hey, we have a Florida chapter, would you like to join? And of course I said yes, and so I've been involved in that as well. And it's just it's wonderful getting to, we're still pretty small, but having that group of other people that you know share the same love and appreciation that you have, and realize that what we have found is something so special. I think that that's really what it is, that camaraderie of us all knowing that this is such a gift to the world, and we've got to share it. We've got, people need to know about this man, Dimash. And not a day goes by that I don't listen to his music. Usually it'll consist of pulling up YouTube, and I have a playlist of all of my favorites. It's quite extensive at this point, but I listen to that in the car. I listen when I'm cooking, or when I'm just those kind of tasks that you do during the day where they don't take a lot of brain power and it's really pleasant to have something going on in the background. That's when I'll always, without fail, have Dimash music on. And then, do you have a favorite song or performance? This is such a difficult question, honestly, and I did try to give this some thought ahead of time, and I couldn't land on just one. I'm sorry. There are so many for different reasons. SOS will always hold such a special place in my heart, because it was when I was listening to that I knew that I was changed. It was like a transformation. This is something that's going to be part of my life now for the rest of my life, and it really was a special moment, and that still is such a brilliant performance. It's the performance that I shared with my dad that had the same effect on him. So for that reason, that one is particularly special. But I can't say definitively that is my one favorite, because there are so many. Just for, if I'm in the mood for insane vocal acrobatics, Olympico, Sinful Passion are incredible. If I just want to hear something that's mesmerizingly beautiful, Ave Maria, Love of Tired Swans. And if I'm just wanting to hear something kind of upbeat and cool and kind of groovy, Be With Me is amazingly creative. I love watching that video. It really gives me like Michael Jackson vibes from his The Way You Make Me Feel or You Rock My World. It has that spirit and that essence, and I love that. I love the creativity. And I recently found from the Hong Kong concert the new song that was introduced there. I think it was called When I've Got You, I believe. And I've had that playing on repeat. I love it. It's new, it's jazzy, it's soulful. You hear kind of the blues influence, something very different than anything else I've heard from Dimash, but he comes in and he masters every genre. I've never heard him do a genre poorly. He comes in and he slays it. So it's amazing. I have not learned to speak in a foreign language. As far as songs, yes, I feel like I have kind of learned the songs such that I can sing along with them, but I am not sure if I'm pronouncing or saying any of the words right. I don't necessarily know exactly what I'm singing, but yes, at this point I'm so familiar with so many of the songs that I can pretty comfortably sing along. Unfortunately, no, I have not been to a Dimash concert, but that is on the bucket list of things that I absolutely need and want to do in my lifetime. A 1,000% I would be there. You would not be able to keep me away. If Dimash were to come back to the USA, it doesn't matter what else is going on, I will drop everything and I will be there. You know, I didn't know what I was missing before, but now that I've discovered Dimash, now that it's just part of my daily routine to listen to his music, I feel like my life would be so sad without him. Not only is he, like I've said before, the most incredible performer I have ever heard, but he's such an amazing human as well. And just his heart for humanity and for children and for peace around the world, I feel like has made me a better person and has inspired me to try to look for the little ways that in my own life, in my own community, that I can make a difference in the spirit of Dimash. And I think I had kind of gotten away from that before. I've always been an empath at heart, but life gets busy and you kind of have a way of forgetting that as you get busy with work and daily responsibilities. But every day when I listen to Dimash's music, it reminds me of what's really important in life. It reminds me to seek that higher purpose and to be someone that is of service, someone whose legacy will be that of love, that I loved the people around me and that I did the best that I could to be a positive influence in my community and for my family. Again, I think Dimash has inspired me to try to look for ways that I can make more of an impact, ways that I can be a better person, a better mom for my kids, a better member of my community. Who are the people that need help, and how can I step in and make a difference? I think when I look at the state of the world today, it's very easy to be sad. It's very easy to feel like hope is lost and to feel like humanity is a lost cause. But then when I hear Dimash, when I hear him sing, when I hear him speak, when I hear the music he's written, like The Story of One Sky, which is just so poignant and beautiful, and just a cry for making the world a better place than it is now. Like, as humanity, we can do so much better. When I hear that, it gives me hope. It gives me hope that humankind is not a lost cause, that our future is bright. And people like Dimash, who are in a position of influence and can rally people behind them, it's an amazing gift when someone has the amount of talent and influence that Dimash has, and then uses it for such a meaningful purpose to rally people behind this cause. And that gives me hope for a better tomorrow. It gives me hope that my kids are going to live in a better world than I have, and that my parents and my grandparents did, and that we can do this. We can do this as as the people of this planet, we can come together and we can do this right and get it right for future generations. I describe myself as inspired, in awe, and just so grateful. So grateful. I feel like it's such a privilege in all of the eons of time that there have been up to this point, and the thousands or millions of generations that have come before. How did I get so lucky as to get to be on this planet at the same time as someone like Dimash? I find that staggering, and it makes me feel like I quite literally won the lottery. And so if I'm having a bad day or something's not quite going right, it helps me put things in perspective and instantly helps me to feel grounded and a sense of just immense gratitude. I would tell them that you will never hear anything again like this, and this will be a gift to yourself to take a few moments to hear this. And if people do, almost without fail, most people will agree that it was a transformative experience, and they never before and likely never again will hear anything so special. So if it could only be one thing, I would tell Dimash, you have brought the world so much joy. And I hope, I truly hope in my heart that you find or have found something in your life that brings you as much joy as you have brought the world. And if I'd be allowed to say two things, the second thing I would say is, please come to the USA. Please, if you are able to do a concert here, it would mean so much to all of us here that are your huge fans and love you, truly love you here in the USA.
My name is Duncan.
My name is Jarod.
I live in Gainesville, Florida in the United States of America.
Same. I live in Gainesville, Florida in the United States of America.
Question number 3. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Maybe some details about your life.
I am in 2nd grade in Miss High's class 2-2 at St. Pat's.
I am in 5th grade at St. Patrick's School, like you said, and just getting ready to go into middle school on Christmas. We're on Christmas break right now, so it's really fun.
Question number 5. Do you remember when you discovered Dimash?
In 2020, I was seeing that my mom was listening to Dimash music, and then it made me hear it in. He sounded pretty good.
Okay. And Duncan, do you remember which song it was by any chance that you heard first?
No.
Okay. Jarod, what about you? Question number 5. What year or when did you discover Dimash? And do you remember what song it was you heard first?
I'm pretty sure it was back. I discovered Dimash either earlier this year or last year in 4th grade. I don't remember what song it was, though.
Okay, question number 6. We'll start with you, Duncan. Do you remember the moment when you knew that you had become a fan of Dimash, a deer?
Probably the year after I listened to the song over and over and over. That just got me into Dimash, so in 2021.
Okay.
Yeah, I think really for me it was when the song Weekend came out. I really liked it and I was like, I'm a fan of this, so.
All right, we're going to go to question 11. How do you fit Dimash into your everyday routine?
Well, on the weekends, I listen to that song Weekend, and when I'm in the car, or sometimes like to ask my mom if she can play other Dimash songs in general.
Yeah, me too. Listening to his songs and that kind of stuff.
Okay, and we're going to continue with question 11. Do you have a favorite song of Dimash's, and if so, why is it your favorite? We'll start with Duncan.
Well, there's two. The Story of One's Sky, because, well, that loud part at the very end of the 2 minutes, it was just very, very good, and that voice was amazing. And The Weekend, because it's kind of groovy. Do you get that?
Mine would probably also be The Weekend. I really like The Weekend, you know, those 2 days off of school. Everything in it seems to be just correct and true, and I really agree. Give us more than just 2 days.
We'll go to question 14. Do you plan to attend any of Dimash's concerts, especially if they were held here in the USA?
I would love to, but he's never really come to Florida. I've never really had a good chance. So I would love to, but I can't really find where he is in the USA.
Yeah, same as him. Really, I would go and I would plan to do that, but there really isn't any close by in Florida.
But if he came here,
I mean, then I would go.
totally go, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Question 15. How has Dimash positively impacted your life?
Well, when he made The Story of One Sky, and he made like a little spark in my voice to make it sing as high as him.
Wow, okay. And Duncan, we'll continue with question 15. How are you grateful to Dimash?
Well, from a scale from 1 to 100, if I didn't have him, I would have never learned that high note in The Story of One Sky. So I would say 100.
Okay, on a scale from 1 to 100, from 0 to 100, you choose 100?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Jarod, how has Dimash positively impacted your life?
I mean, the Weekend song really, when I heard it for the first time, it's just, wow, I gotta listen to that every weekend. It's like, it's so good and agreeable.
Okay, and how are you grateful to Dimash?
By listening to it a lot.
All right, question number 16. How has Dimash inspired you?
To become a better singer and to give me records to sing very high notes and give me that good feeling of how good of a singer I could be one day.
Okay, so he's inspired you to be a good singer?
Yep.
Okay, how about you, Jarod? How's Dimash inspired you?
Yeah, I'd say the same as him, to be a better singer and, you know, just practice more and to become a better singer.
Okay. We'll skip to question number 19. If you could tell the world one thing about Dimash and why they need to get to know him and his music, what would you tell them? What would it be?
Because this guy's like the best singer on the earth. He can sing high, low, in the middle, any note with his voice. And also, he can sing very cool languages in songs, like The Story of One Sky. He sang up, down, low, and other different languages probably. It was a world song.
Yeah. Okay, how about you, Jarod? If you could tell the world only one thing about Dimash and why they need to get to know him and his music, what would it be?
It'd probably be like he is the highest and lowest singer you are ever going to meet at the same time. Sure, there are people who might practice one, but to be able to go that high and that low doing both, I mean, that's incredible. Something I've never even heard of.
Yeah. All right, and we'll go to question 20. We'll start with you, Duncan. If you could tell Dimash only one thing, what would it be?
Great job, great concerts. Well, yeah. That's like the best thing I've ever heard in my life. I've never heard a better song than any of his.
Love that. And how about you, Jarod? If you could tell Dimash one thing, what would it be?
That you have the highest and lowest singing voice in the world. It is like the widest range of singing I've ever heard. It is amazing.
All right, and there's one bonus question at the end, and that is, we'll make this an optional question. Is there anything else that you want to say that we didn't ask about?
So Dimash really knows the notes. He practices the song from the beginning to the end. Like, the second he thinks of a song in his head, he starts practicing until the big thing.
Oh, great. Anything to add?
Just keep up the good work, making good music, practicing, bring joy to the world. Keep it up.
Great. And we're grateful, and we love Dimash.
Yep.
Great singing.
Thank you.